Good day, viewer. Here I'm demoing my first physics project, wherein we had to deal with some shape-on-shape collisions, in this case sphere-on-sphere, and some sphere-on indirect mesh, so just sphere on a triangle. I'll start by going over what I changed from the baseline code we made in class. So start here in the sphere-on-sphere collision, where I start by checking if these two shapes have collided before. So when two spheres collide, I deal with both of their reactions at once. I start by just getting some general information, saying some general information, some variables here, the direction they're both going, their normals, so we can calculate the reflection vector on each other. And then I came up with this code myself to transfer velocities between them, and it works pretty well. I'm not going to go too much into detail in explaining this. And then down here, I just teleported, so they're just barely not touching as to make up for the time they've been in each other. Replicate what should happen the next frame, effectively. That's about all I do for the sphere-on-sphere. For the sphere-on just tri-mesh indirect, pretty much all I adjusted or changed was added restitution. So how much stuff bounces off of it. And I have that right around here. And all it does is it calculates how sharply the sphere in this case is running into this object, and the more it is running directly into it, the more the restitution affects the outcome of the velocity vector. So something has a restitution of 0, wherein it doesn't really bounce that much, and it's hitting it on a very shallow angle. It's going to keep a lot of its speed, whereas if it hits it directly, it's going to take away all of its speed. And of course, a restitution of 1, if it hits it directly, is just going to bounce up with the exact same velocity. So I'll jump right into the few demos I have prepared for this. One thing I neglected to do in this project was multiple triangle collision, but alas. So I have these scenes set up here to demo these. These 3 are just for my own personal testing, but feel free to check them out. I'll start with bowling here. Nice simple scene. We have a sphere up here and a few spheres down here, kind of like pins. So I can just toggle physics here. And the green sphere will just tumble on down here. It'll bounce a bit. Its restitution is a lot lower than these other ones, and it'll hit them. Not always the best response, but I'll get down on the level with this. This is actually the player sphere, and we can click the player toggle there to embody the player effectively, and use WSD to adjust the velocity. So I can move this way, as long as you just look towards it. So I can run up and hit the sphere, and it collides pretty well. And I can just press escape to unpossess the player there. Get that out of the way and repossess. Yes, the camera does go through the ground. I have not worked on the fine camera controls yet. That's just going to bounce right over him, I think. Yeah. But I can run into this crowd here. And it's a little janky, but I think the velocity looks pretty okay when it's usually just one-on-one. When it's in groups, it's a little funky. But it looks pretty good one-on-one. But let me load up another scene here. I'll load up the scene with the dynamic objects, the scary spheres here. Let me just untoggle the physics so it's still as I load in. Oh, there's the box up there I want to go to. There's the player object. All these spheres, if I toggle it here, I have them randomize their velocity every now and again. So I can buy the player here, and I'll get knocked around by these spheres bouncing around here. The best representation and the happiest outcome I've had from the collision I've made is the Hilbert ramp. So let me toggle this. And I didn't expect it to work out so nicely, but the one sphere here tumbles down here very realistically. If I toggle this, It just rolls around as it would in reality. It gets caught in a few triangles, does some weird stuff, but it's mostly pretty smooth. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. This is my proudest of the scenes here. But yeah, it'll tumble all the way down. Of course, actually I haven't tried this yet. I could add multiple spheres to this. See how this works. Put that sphere there, and we'll light that. I'll add one more sphere. That's probably good right there. I can raise it a little bit, offset a little bit, in there. See how they collide, jumping down this ramp here. I won't be super smooth, but oh, it's not too bad. Actually, that's still pretty realistic. I think, anyways. But anyway, that about concludes the project here. Leave you with a few seconds of these guys tumbling down. Oh, that one kind of escaped there. It's safe though. Certainly doing some funky stuff in the geometry. Well, that one escaped too. That one fully escaped. And it's back in. With a little too much speed. That's alright. Well, the one triangle turns out alright. That's it. See you.